Yeah, and he ain't no punk ass bitch.
He just hit me. You don't see that?
Okay.
Talking about
All right.
What? No. Damn.
Better start talking. I could do this all day.
Hey. It's not necessary. Cool. All right?
You better be telling the truth.
You might want to get your friend here at Tampa.
I'm bleeding, man. She crying? Two dojos are at the center of this controversy. What's up, guys? Hey, thank you guys for joining another episode of Behind the Lens. Guess who we have on the show today? That's right, Jeff Kaplan. You might know him as Cruz from season 1, 2, and 3. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. It must be crazy with what's going on right now, right? We finally moved to Netflix and it is just exploding. What has it been like for you, like the last couple of months, the lead up and then finally like the release?
Well, as you know, we released season 1 and 2 earlier, and that was a big thing. All of a sudden, the whole 2 years prior of me telling people I'm on this show, uh, all of a sudden now everybody knows that
All
I'm
right,
getting messages
exactly.
from everybody. I'm like, oh, so now you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So that was really cool. I mean, immediately everybody around the globe was messaging me. Um, Everywhere I went, everybody was going crazy. All of a sudden, it was like, so this was like my first major role. I mean, I was in Meet the Browns on
Right.
TBS, which was pretty cool. And every now and then, somebody would be like, "Oh yeah, that was you." There were so many episodes, and I was only in one for 2 minutes, so the spotlight wasn't as extreme as being a part of a
Right.
10 episode series. Being a part of every season, that was a big thing for me. So this time around when season 3 hit, it was a whole new level. Like,
Yeah.
I think with everything going on in the world, um, it being New Year's, people not as happy with certain releases that did make it, like some people
Yeah.
not happy with Wonder Woman and things like that. And then all of a sudden, here comes something nobody objects to. All right, to start the new 2021, everybody's just so excited.
Oh
I can't, my phone has never been this busy before.
yeah. That's awesome, man.
But it's just a tremendous feeling. Literally everywhere I'm going, Cobra Kai, what's up, man? It's Cobra Kai.
Yeah. What about how are your friends and family? Like, are they like, whoa, okay, now we see what's going on? How have your friends and family been with all this?
Everybody is, I mean, tremendously excited because a lot of times you get put in something that you're just like happy to be a part of this, the industry. You're happy to get paid, but
Yep.
you're not fully excited about the show, but you're glad to be working. So in this case, I mean, I couldn't be happier because it's like my favorite show, and everybody who watches it is in love with it,
Yep.
and it's something that the young, the old, everybody can watch.
Yes. It's just been crazy to see all the generations that love this show, man. But you
Yeah.
said something that made me that I want to dig into. You said all the years that you've been doing this. That is kind of what I want to see and talk about with you is like what got you into the industry before we dig into like Cobra Kai seasons? Like what got you into it? What got you inspired? And like how did you make this decision to get into the industry?
Well, I mean, ever since I was just a tiny little kid, I was always performing. Even when we had dinner on Friday nights, we would leave the dinner table, go downstairs, and plan a show. And we'd come up, middle of the parents talking, we'd perform a show, me and my sister. And then, like when I started doing plays through school or out of school programs, and that was just always my calling to perform and act.
Yeah.
And when I got to high school, I went to performing arts school in in Atlanta called North Springs High School. It's magnet performance program, and
That's
I
awesome.
started into the acting program, which then led me. They initially make you go through each department,
Mm.
dance, chorus, performance, acting, and then I just kept doing that, the plays, and then sophomore year of high school, a film class opened up, and mom and I talked about it. It's like, this might be a good avenue for you, and I'm like, all right. I
Yeah.
got right into it. Started making films, and I realized, wow, I'm actually really good at this, and I don't have to wait around for somebody to write a script for me. I can write my own. So,
Exactly.
so I started making my own films and started winning awards in high school. That was going really well. And about junior year of high school, a kid in my school goes by Kosher Beats. He was making music,
Yeah.
and all of us were listening to it. Like, we were bumping it in the cars, and we're like, "This is so good," And I'm like, "Well, if he can do it, I could probably do it too." Everywhere I go, all my people wanted to freestyle, so we started learning how to make beats, and then we'd start rapping left and right, making songs every day. I kept making films. I decided not to go to college. Some of the There was a big film competition, the largest student film competition, called the Campus Movie Fest. And one of my friends was wanting to enter, and he went to school there. So I wrote this script, I acted in it, directed it, edited it, produced it, and then it entered this festival, and it won Best Film in the City.
Yeah.
Then it went to win Best Film in the State, and then it won Best Film International.
That's
It won
awesome.
the entire competition, like
Yeah.
the biggest student film festival in the world, and I wasn't a student.
Yeah.
So it really gave me the understanding that I knew what I was doing and where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So I continued making my own projects, all the while still making music. And I realized, all right, you know what? It's time to do the next step and go ahead and find me an agent for
Yep.
acting. One specific agent, J Purvis Talent in Atlanta. Normally, this takes the process of months if you ever get a call back.
Yeah.
They called me within 2 weeks and said that they were up the entire night watching my entire DVD,
Oh,
and
wow.
they wanted me on the team right away. They sent me to Wilmington, North Carolina to do an audition. They sent me the whole script, and I didn't realize I was supposed to learn 1 or 2 pages. So I tried to learn the entire script on the way to Wilmington, North Carolina, which did not work.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's amazing.
I get there to audition, and then the guy, I'm like reading the script. He's like, "Have you not prepared?" I'm like, "I didn't know what to do." He's like, "Okay, go outside and try again. Come back in 5 minutes." Come back. I didn't get the role, but I learned a lot. And then I came back to Atlanta, and a matter of a ton of auditions later,
Yeah.
I landed that Meet the Browns show. And I just,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, "Mom, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah.
It's happening."
Yeah.
Couple years, like a year or two go by, and now I start getting real calls for other types of
Yeah.
photography and video work. So my career takes out of photography, and my filmmaking career starts to really blossom. At this point, I had partnered with another guy named Paris Schulman, and we started making music together at a level that made it happy. Made I finally found the sound that I wanted to publicize.
Right.
So with him and we took the next step in film production. We made this one song called "I.O." And it was totally off the wall. You wouldn't expect it. It was a song about owing money and living in your parents' basement, and you
Right.
can't pay it because you're broke and
Yep.
you're a starving artist. And so people are like, "What? You're supposed to have money. You're supposed to make money. Song about making money, bro." I'm like, "Yeah, but it ain't the truth." So I started doing that, and
Yeah.
then that really jumped off and went viral overnight. It was like
Yeah.
300,000 views. And So we realized we had a niche because our production level was at top tier. We're
Yeah.
shooting red cams. We're working with people in the industry that were shooting for Gucci Man, Soldier Boy, all these major artists. And from there, we developed a company called Right Media Group. And that company started coming together organically every time we would shoot another music video for me and Schulman's music.
Yep.
So the company grew and grew, and all of a sudden, through my videos that were different than everybody else's, I started getting calls left and right, and the company started to grow, and I started making money through the industry, and we were working on everybody's music videos, from Two
Yeah.
Chainz to Diddy to Rick Ross to every rapper you could think of, and so our company was just blowing up, and I would take every dollar I made and invest it right back into our projects. We called them passion projects.
That's smart, man. I have a couple of quick things, man. So you said a lot of things that I think are so powerful. One, you knew your commitment level from high school. You already knew that this is something that you wanted to do. But two, taking that leap and, like you said, investing into yourself. Like every project leads to another project, right? So I was actually pleasantly surprised. I'm like, wow, Jeff's into music. He's a director. He's an actor, and all these things that you've done, man, they've all like snowballed eventually to other opportunities, right? And I think that's just like the most fascinating thing, man, is that a lot of people think that you just jump in and you end up wherever,
Yeah.
in this spot, when it took you years to open up those opportunities for yourself, man. So hats off to you, dude. That's amazing.
Thanks. I realized, which a lot of people like my parents had issues with it because of
Oh
my
yeah.
expanded focus. It was tough for people to understand, like, dude, you're not focusing on one thing, you're not going to get there. And I'm like, well, yeah, it may take a little longer in all categories, but it's like where somebody starts growing like this in one, I'd have to go like this in all of them
Yeah.
to this level, which this guy could get there so much faster.
Yeah.
So it was difficult to understand, but I knew that if I started on one and I just was an actor, then I'm going to be the guy scratching at the wall looking to get a role,
Exactly.
and I'm going to have to wait around um to get headshots or something.
Yep.
Well, it was tough too, and here's another example, was because once the film company started to really take off,
Yeah.
um my focus got really caught up in that, especially with music too. There was a character. My character's JKap, and JKap is pretty out there. He's wild. He had like Sharpies all over his body, every single color. His hair was like seven different colors. Um, and so it was tough to like keep my head in the acting game.
Yeah.
So some time goes by and I start realizing I'm not really getting as many auditions as I used to. Let's see what's going on. And it turned out that I became so focused in my filmmaking career and my music career, which made me satisfied because it was acting too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but it turned out I realized my contract was up like 2 years ago. So that's why I wasn't receiving any auditions anymore. So I had a change of heart and change of focus. Um, I realized the reason I got into all of this was because of acting. So I started kind of shifting everything to different places. I went back into my agent. I told her, this is where my head is. I'm ready to go. And they're like, all right, Jeff, we love you to death. We're going to bring you back in and get you going.
Yeah.
Within that year, I booked Cobra Kai.
That was my next question. How did you get this? Like, walk us through it, man. Walk us through how that process happened.
But at this point, I was like, I need to find something else. So I was straight up, I was doing valet. I
Yeah.
was doing some valet on nights, and I was getting these auditions every now and then, and I just get ready for it. And then I was like, all right, here's another one. Sweet. Cobra Kai. Okay, cool. That sounds familiar. Um, all right, let's go ahead and just do this role for Cruz, the skinny guy with shaggy hair that skateboards and is up to no good with a mustache. I think I can do that. And, so I had one of my best friends, Russell Dreyer. We were living together at the time, and we set up a camera outside the house in front of the garage, and we just ran the lines back and forth, and it became pretty natural to us because we were pretty much like those guys, just
Yeah.
a little more wild and fun and crazy and up to no good. And like, so we taped it, we sent it in. Now the very next day, I'm standing at line, getting ready to do some valet, and I'm like, wait a minute, I should look up this show, see what this is. Cobra Kai sounds familiar. And I'm like, and I look it up, I'm like, holy crap, it's the Karate Kid. It's Cobra Kai, no way. And I start, oh my God, they're bringing back Ralph Macchio. They're bringing back William Zabka. Are you kidding me? I have to get this one. Out of everything I've auditioned for, this one means the most because I grew up on Karate Kid. I went to karate class. I did all that stuff. You know, I was
That's
in
so awesome.
you know, it was made like 2 years before I was born, but the whole legend continued while I was
Yeah.
young. And you know, that was a huge part of my life. And my aunt and uncle and her kids, they're like 5th degree black belts, teach taekwondo.
Whoa.
You know, like I always wanted to break boards since I was a little kid, you know, like so
I think we all did, man. I
yeah,
feel the same exact way.
still do. I was looking at a piece of wood last night. I was like, I could break it.
I could do that. I know I could do that.
But it was somebody's chair, so I didn't do it. But so you see, like I auditioned and then like it took 5 days of no calls, no nothing. And then all of a sudden I get a call and it says, you got an offer. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? No callback? They're like, no callback. They want you. And I was like, are you kidding me? I start running around the house, flipping out. I'm like dancing. Woo! I can't believe it. My life's about to change. My dreams are coming true.
That's so
And
awesome.
then, yeah. And then like, so about a week or two later, it's time to film. Like literally they were up to the end before they were ready to film and they picked
Yeah.
me. And so I get to set. I'm a little like, how big is this? And then now I'm walking on what I'm so familiar with because of filmmaking.
Right.
Like the whole set to me was like a giant music video shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like I knew the ins, the outs. I felt comfortable everywhere talking to producers, talking to directors. I wasn't as timid as maybe somebody who just entered for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm getting on and I go, they're like, here's your trailer. I'm like, whoo, I got a trailer. And then they're like,
Moving on up, man. You got a trailer.
and then they're like, all right, now I need to sign these contracts and then come in here to hair and makeup. And then I sit down and I'm like, look to my left. I'm like, I wonder who that guy is. That guy's Trey. And that was Terrell sitting next to me. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh, okay, so you're Trey. I'm Cruz. Dope. All right. Nice to meet you, man. Like yeah, nice to meet you too. I'm like, all right, I guess we should get acquainted. We're gonna start our scenes today. I mean, I was a little flustered too. Like I got real, you know, like my stomach was
Yeah.
getting uneasy. I didn't know I'm about to be on camera.
Yeah.
I run our first scene with Robbie where I'm like, nice. I'm like sweating. I'm like nervous. I'm like, oh God, this is really happening now. And then it starts getting fluid and everything starts happening. And then we eventually get to the scene with William Zabka. And I'm like, oh, sweet. That's really him right there. And he's being
Yeah.
so cool. He's being so cool about everything. And he's just like kind of really just excited, just like us the same. And we're joking. We're having a good time. And we're getting along with Robbie. Me, Robbie, and Trey. We're just joking the whole time, laughing, having a good time. And then William Zabka just makes it all at ease. The directors were great. You could hear them too because some of the directors would come off set or they'd call cut and then they'd be like, these Atlanta actors are pretty good too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, we know. Come on, man. We've been scratching at the door. It's our turn.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you, man, that scene that you did with them, you know, the first time that Johnny Billy comes in and he says something about the boombox, and your character says, "What's a
That was
boombox?" And then he makes a comment about your mustache. Oh my god, dude, I lost it. And you're like, "What's a mustache?"
For 5 minutes. Guess you couldn't hear me over that trash in your boombox.
What the hell's a boombox?
The hell's that thing on your face?
Mustache.
What are you doing here?
Was that fun, man? That had to be fun doing that scene.
Absolutely, man. I mean, he's like, you're not only just doing dialogue, but he's roasting you. It's
Yeah.
so funny to me. Like, I mean, that's one of the greatest things to my character in the show is the claims I get to have. I got roasted by Johnny. I got to fight Robbie. I got beat up by the Karate Kid. And I get slapped around by Johnny in prison. Like, this is too funny. Every step of the way, I'm just like, this is the best. Who gets to say that? Who gets to
Yeah.
say those things? I get to say those things, and I just had to be a punching bag to do it.
That was another question I had because I know most you had a couple of fight scenes, right? It was season one, you had one with the character Robbie. Season two, you had one at the beach, and then season three, Billy just kind of smacks you around. So, but those fight scenes, how long did they take for you guys to like coordinate that with Tanner? Like, how long did it take to do those type of fight scenes?
Well, they have an incredible stunt team led by Hero, and so like they're trained. They come in and they train us really quickly and well. Like they've already pre-production pre-visual shot the scene with them
Yeah,
doing it, so we could see what it kind of looks like. And about one full day of rehearsal, and then multiple practices on set of day of shoot. And then I would run every scene. I'd have a stunt double. um
yeah,
Noah Garrett, he's a longtime friend of mine that we just found out when we got on set that we were working together, and we've run around saying we were twin brothers or something forever. And it was such a great surprise. So when I get on set, as much as I was like bummed I don't get to do all my stunts, what, I ain't no Tom Cruise, what? And then he's like, but I was like, well, at least I get to share it with a good friend. And this is just the beginning. So we ran the scenes. I'd have to do the takes multiple times. So I had to learn it. I had to fight him. When you see Robbie get kicked in the chest, that's my foot.
yeah,
Uh, but some of the times when you see a punch go into Robbie, they wanted it to be more professionally staged.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes they take a bigger hit, and so I have to run the take many times, especially when you have to see my face. And
yeah,
then we'd run takes with him, and then that would be a wrap.
yeah. Tell me a little bit about season three. Like, were you expecting the callback, or did you find out like right before it was shot? And then where was that scene shot in the jail? Like, where was that shot at?
So literally every time each season, I found out like weeks before filming that I was casted in it. So it's kind
Okay.
of strange to me. I'm like, how are they waiting to the very last minute? You're writing this whole script, and then what if I said no, I can't do it? Like, are you gonna have to rewrite it? Recast me? Like what? What are you gonna do? So it just happened to work out that I was ready to do it, and um so then it would just be like, all right, we're gonna film in 3 weeks. With season three, I had a little more time, and I got to do a full table read, which is
Yeah,
where the whole cast comes together and reads the. We read the first and second script, and that was just so surreal to me because normally I'm just in the room with the cast I'm acting with,
yeah,
but this
yeah.
time I got to sit with most of the cast.
That's so cool. That's so
Yeah, it
cool,
was
man.
such an incredible feeling, to look over and see everybody, and everybody's so nice and genuine. Sitting there, finally getting to meet Martin Cove, um, Amanda, little Zolo,
Yeah.
everybody. Everybody's so cool. Hawk was there. I didn't get to meet Tori, but Sam was there, and yeah, it was such a cool, surreal feeling.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna tell you, man, your character, I have loved your guys' characters, but season three, oh, I saw that. I mean, it was that toughness that you were having. I'm like, what is going on, man? And then it was perfect, man. So you guys are just an amazing, you guys are a part of something that's truly, truly amazing. And from what I've heard from even other cast members, that this is just something special, man. Everyone on set is wonderful to work with. I've heard that about Billy, like you mentioned, Ralph as well. So just kudos to you, man, to being part of something that is just really amazing, especially now on Netflix. It's like it's gone just bonkers, man. So awesome
Great.
job, man.
Crazy. Thank you. Yeah. Everybody is really just excited to be doing this, the whole revival. Everybody, the cast members love talking to each other and to the fans. Everybody's just so happy. I mean, like, it's a really cool experience now, too, because so many of the cast members and the creators are online. Like,
Yeah.
you can talk to
And
them.
active. Yeah. Oh, trust me. You guys are all active. It's just the most amazing thing to see creators, actors, directors, everyone is so active. the fans love it, man. And it's, trust me, just keep doing it, guys. You guys are doing it right. You guys are definitely doing it right.
Thanks. We hope to keep doing it for a long, long time.
Oh, definitely, man. But any upcoming projects or anything that you have going on that you want to share with the viewers?
I feel like an extreme amount of creative resurgent energy.
Yeah.
I am moving back into the city. I've been living out in the suburbs for a little bit because I had been doing a lot of consistent corporate filmmaking further up north. And so I've kind of been outside of the scene, jump in every now and then when I feel like it. But I used to live in it and I'd breathe it every day. And we'd wake up and we'd make stuff with them, everybody. And now I'm moving right back into it in the heart of downtown Atlanta, in the very creative, hipster-ass town where everybody's creating. We're going to live in a super creative loft, which like unfinished brick walls, and got a recording studio roommate, a filmmaker roommate. And it's right down the street from like the 2 studios that I work and built and create with daily. So hoping to just see a ton of different content. I haven't made my own music in a while. I really want to see that happening again. I plan to open up my own studio in my room and work with other producers. And the type of video production quality that the companies that I built in the beginning, like Right Media and stuff, is escalated to unmatched levels. They work with robots. They do virtual sets, like no more green screen. It's literally there. It's on LED screens. It's the way that they're shooting The Mandalorian these days.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no post green screen. They're walking on a digital set that's not really there. Like, so the production level is so much bigger, and hopefully I can get my hands into that with some of my music, which I have projects we never shot, and I can just get those done. I have been developing a project with developing my own record label called JKap Records, where I would sign all these different acts in all different genres as well. And meanwhile, just writing, directing, acting, and being ready for all this new auditions to come, because last year we had none.
Yes, it was a rough year. I trust me, I know, man. Well, you know, I'm excited. So I'm gonna tell you this, Jeff. Anytime you want to come back and talk about any of these projects, you're more than welcome, man, because I love that a creator has multiple platforms. Like you're not just an actor, a musician, a director. So I love seeing that, man. And I think a lot of people just don't understand that. They kind of see you only as an actor. So every project that you can do is going to teach you something. It's going to bring some value. It's going to open up another door, man. So what you're doing right now, it sounds like 2021 is going to be the year that you kick down the damn door, man, because you're doing some good things, man.
Coming full circle. There had been so many years, and so many people in Atlanta know of me for doing all sorts of creativity, but now there's this whole new fan base that don't know what I've done in the past. Now they just look at me as Cruz, the actor. And all my friends and everybody who's known me is like, oh, well, you didn't know him then, like, oh, you don't know JKap. Oh, he's just an actor now. They're calling me, they're like, I ain't hating, man, but don't let that other stuff go. You're not just Cruz now, man. I'm like, you're right. I now have to bring it back, let everybody know. So I've been repositioning, the Instagram and everything to get the release back where people can see what's dug down deep and bring it back to the front. I mean, I'm getting, I'm thousands of new followers, and somebody made me start a TikTok page because they told me I was trending on there. And then I went on and I posted the one video I made of our scene, the season 3 scene, but he had the Twisted Tea can in his hand.
I saw that one.
So one of my friends had said, oh, good thing you didn't bring the Twisted Tea. And I was like, oh, that's funny. All right, let me call my guy, Dan Oakes. And he went ahead and he put the video together and we put it out. And that night I put it on TikTok. So I only video there. And I wake up in the morning, I didn't do anything with it, and I had 14,000 views. I was like, oh crap.
That's awesome, man.
It's like a whole new platform, and now I've got to just bring myself to the forefront again and really just yeah, you said kick down the door and
Yeah, hell
do
yeah.
it all big again. Because I still get the corporate clientele, but that doesn't. The good thing about corporate clientele is that it allows me the consistent income, but it also allows me the time and state and freedom of mind of not having to worry where's my next paycheck, not where
Right.
freaking out and trying to get the ups and downs, cutting corners. And it's a beautiful thing. It allows me to focus. But being outside of the scene, it was not an easy task to motivate my inspiration. The inspiration wasn't really there outside of making sure that
Yeah.
I get to work and don't mess that up.
Yep. Yep. And and that kind of segues me into like the final question or final, that people that want to get into this industry, or it doesn't even have to be the industry, just change their lives. Like you have to make a series of choices to find success. You know what I mean? If there's people out there that have passion, what advice would you give them to find success or get closer to their goals? Because you've had a lot of experience, man. I'm sure you have some great advice that you can give them.
Well, it is really tough to take the leap, especially if you don't have a lot saved. Um,
That's
because
for sure.
because it's not coming. It's not coming overnight. It's gonna take a lot. Look at me, for instance. It's taken me. I've been doing film for 18 years. Like, and then all of this stuff has just been something that I've been continuing to do. Yes, there's success all over the place, but I've not been struggling most of my career as a starving artist. Like I said, checks are already spent before you get them, until I found a way to find a consistency, and that was great. But it took me a long time, and I had to tuck my tail behind between my legs and say, all right, let's do what I got to do, because it's like I got to find some money too.
Yeah.
So I had to
That's
juggle it. You got to juggle it all around. You got to do what's true to your heart. If you want to be an actor, you don't have to quit your job to do it. You just got to find the motivation on the side. You got to just create content.
Yep.
Make a website, start a YouTube channel, pick up your cell phone and make a skit, write a script, find filmmakers, they're around. Just pitch them your script. They're looking for content. Everybody's looking for content to make. You bring them a good script, they'll shoot it. There's
Yep.
film competitions out there, like 48-hour film competition. You can join those. They're great. There's people looking for teammates all the time. And just get a headshot. Spend a couple bucks to get a headshot. Get a couple good photos. Heck, you can do them with your phone now. Just
Very
go
true.
against the clear wall, put it in portrait mode, give it to your friend, put on different looks, put together a portfolio, pass it around, grow from there. You say
Yep.
meet another producer. I make music. Oh yeah, let me hear. Oh, you got something cool. If you say you ain't got nothing, they ain't listening to you.
Yep.
They're just like, oh, just another dreamer.
Well, I think you nailed it, man. Is that you got to take the first step. Like it has to become a reality by you making it a reality, whether that's film something, write a script, drop a beat, get some people involved. Like you got to do those things. And I think that's where I really think that people sometimes just don't know how to be successful. And like it takes time, it takes grit, it takes passion, but it also takes you making those things happen for
Right.
yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
you can't gather a team if you ain't done nothing before. So
Yeah.
like somebody's like, I got this idea, man, and I was like, well, put it down on paper, write it. They're like, yeah, well, I want to get like you and maybe somebody else, and we can sit down and we can do it. I'm like, that ain't gonna happen, man. You sit down and do it yourself right now. If you get
Yep.
10 pages, if you get a couple pages down, now I'm actually more interested. Build your following, develop your social media, get out there and network. But the amount of things and people you meet, you just never know. My corporate positions came from meeting somebody in the club 10 years ago that used to be a rock star.
Yeah.
And now he switched and built a multi-million-dollar company, calls me up and says, I got this I want to do. You're the guy. I was like, that's it. I got the job. So the thing I've been looking for the past year, 2 years, just fell into my lap.
Yep.
I was like, well, did it? I don't know if it did, because
You planted the seed, man. It just came back.
exactly.
100%.
I could have stayed at home and been comfortable. But no, I got out, slept on couches, did whatever I could. That type of creativity begets more creativity. And I became a very big yes man. Like I would try and say yes to every creative, fun idea that came around. And yeah, I'd be tough and I'd juggle them all. And sometimes some wouldn't get done, but most of the time I was able to pull it off. I just had to really commit.
Yep. When you're hungry, you make stuff happen, man. That's where creativity and passion come together, man. But I just want to tell you, brother, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. Where can we find out more about you?
Well, I would love it if everybody just keeps up with my Instagram to begin with. That's JKap. That's JKap. That's also my website. It's a really undeveloped website, but at least has the links to all my other social media on there. I am constantly up to date on that. And also I'm posting all the time on the thing. I'm looking for cast members. I'm looking for crew members. It's
Nice.
always posting stuff. So I tell everybody, the more you keep in touch with that, the more opportunities are going to pop up, because I don't hide that. I don't just say I'm just going in the industry to find it. No, I want to see the people out there, because also I love working with new people
Yeah.
who want to get their hands wet. One, because there's a big respect in it. They're willing to work and focus, and if they respect me, they're going to learn. And I like to teach. I really love to teach, and I love
That's
to give
awesome,
people
man.
the opportunities that maybe I didn't have before. I do believe that, like, a lot of people that don't have the actual physical experience are just as good as a lot of the people that do. And I would love to give them that opportunity. So if you keep up with my page, JKap, on Instagram, on Facebook, Jeff Kaplan, or facebook.com/JKap. You just never know what's going to pop up on there. Besides all the fun projects I'm doing, there's going to be a lot of great opportunities for you as well.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. You guys, Jeff Kaplan, Cruz.
Hey, thank you for having me anytime.